narcissist thrives in a chaotic environment because it matches exactly what they're feeling inside. And just like it was when you were still with the narcissist, with time, this chaotic environment is created between the new supply, the narcissist, and your kids. Hi guys, welcome to Co-Parenting with a Narcissist 101. I'm Kate. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Don't forget to hit the bell so you know when I upload more videos. During the love bomb phase between the new supply and the narcissist, usually the kids are used. They are used in different times. During this period, they for your benefit, of course, the kids are kind of encouraged to be like they're their best friends with the new supply. You know, the new supply has replaced you as a mother. The new supply has replaced you as a father. You know, all that show is put on social media with your kids. Everything is staged. You know, so at that time, the narcissist is using the kids, obviously, to make you feel some type of way by, pretty much shoving your kids, towards the new supply and pretending there's this, great bond or whatever. And there might be some, love between the new supply and your kids. If they're, good people and, there's no issue there, the kids might even like, like the new supply. And that's fine. But when the devaluation stage starts, the narcissist, unfortunately, will still use the kids to, navigate this process. So in this case now, all of a sudden, the narcissist is now inventing shows and scenarios in such a way that the kids are at war with a new supply. So you go from, or you have your kids, as it was in my situation, the kids saying, going from, oh, the new supply is cool, she's nice and all that, to, lately is now, I don't know, she's acting kind of weird, and, so, which is different from what, I've been hearing, so eventually that's what happens, because now the narcissist is in the devaluation stage of the new supply. So much less like they normally do when you are with them, or in any narcissistic relationship, they want to isolate you. So that whole relationship that was created in the love bomb with the kids and the new supply, that is not needed now for them. So they would like to isolate the new supply, and that includes not having any kind of a friendship, quote unquote, bond between the new supply and the children, even though that's what they were encouraging during the love bomb phase. So now they have to cut those ties out. So they will create scenarios to create things that would encourage the new supply to be against the kids, or the kids be against the new supply, because that is the chaotic environment that you obviously you should know by now. That's what they thrive on. So with time, you see that the new supply is at war, that they don't get along anymore with the kids. The kids, all of a sudden, that the new supply was cool and all that stuff is now they have some things they're complaining about, and of course in the middle of all this madness is the narcissist that is busy pulling the strings. So in this situation, this is a time that you need to make sure you focus on having a very good healthy emotional relationship with the kids, so that way they can be able to tell you this, in that way that when they let you know, you'll be able to kind of encourage them to do the right thing, or encourage them to at least encourage them not to be in the middle of something that they're not unwillingly a participant in, because that's what it is. The narcissist is recruiting them for using them for flying monkeys, using them to devalue the new supply. So if you have a good relationship with the kids, and they'll kind of let you know when things have shifted, and somehow they are not being caught in the middle of this, annoying to them that they're being used, so this is where, you encourage, on the best way to, act, especially when the narcissist invents this imaginary issues, that the kids supposedly having with the new supply, and the kids go along with it, not knowing that they are being manipulated, so if the kids can't talk to you, and see things see these things ahead of time, that way, what is going on, and advise them accordingly, because as with the narcissist, everything and everybody is used for an agenda. Of course, the kids in this case, they're during the love bomb phase, they are supposed to be the new supply's best friend. The new supply is new children now, in quote. They are the new supplies. The new supply is now their new parent, But now, in the devaluation stage, now they're being used against the new supply. So they're encouraged to be having arguments with the new supply, to be separated from the new supply, because all this is for them not to completely isolate the new supplier. As you've lived with them, that is the MO, that is the method of operation, that's what they do. So the last thing the narcissist will want is their kids or your kids to now continue the relationship that they formed during the love bomb stage with the new supply, because that, of course, is not serving them in this stage. Of course, the only people that are not aware of this is the new supply and your kids. The narcissist obviously has it, is all that's part of the plan. So you are encouraging in this is for you to have a good relationship, or good emotional healthy relationship with the kids, so when this is happening, so they're not, you can actually try to stop them from being being used as flying monkey to devalue this the new supply, or at least to get into meaningless arguments and meaningless things that they have nothing to do with. They didn't know they're manipulated into doing. But you can only achieve that if you have a good relationship with your children, so that they can actually let you know when there's this shift, because like we know, there'll always be that shift, the love bomb, the value discard, and it's on to the next one. All right, guys, get your mind together, get your mind right, and everything's falling into place. Take care.